Hi, I'm Shonda Miles. I am a business coach, business consultant. Today I want to talk to you about, are you safe or sorry? Do you make the situation where you're safe or are you sorry? So, do you prepare for the future? Do you prepare for the future? So my husband and I, so we are getting ready for a what may be a little bit of sleet, a little bit of snow. So we're in Louisiana, North Louisiana. So we don't typically get bad weather, probably once a year. And so my husband is a super I don't know. He's more where he thinks that nothing's gonna ever happen that's wrong. Nothing bad's ever gonna happen like the pandemic. He thinks that everything's gonna be fine. That when they say it's gonna snow or it's gonna be a little bit of sleet or a little bit of ice, he always says it's not. We don't have to prepare. It's gonna be fine. We don't have to go and get water and food. It's gonna be fine. So we found ourselves. I found us where sometimes we don't have the things that we need if the weather is bad. The power goes out. The weather's bad for 2 or 3 days. So I want you to think about, so I watch the weather. My mom has always, told me when the weather's going to be bad. So I have learned over the years to pay attention to the weather. So I'm not really crazy about the news, but I like to know what's going on with the weather. And so it's particularly if it's going to be bad. So I like to prepare. I like to buy food. I like to get water. I like to prepare, for, a few days. We never know what's going to happen, right? So I always like to try to prepare. So my husband says, okay, we don't have to prepare. It's not going to be bad. We don't need to get anything. And so I've learned that the same thing applies in life, right? We can be safe or sorry in life, just our regular life with regular circumstances. Safe is we learn new skills. We're constantly learning and growing. And sorry is we're going to get to it. We say, okay, I'm going to get my master's. I'm going to get my doctorate. 10 years have passed by and you're still saying the same thing. I'm going to buy real estate. I'm going to save my money. And this is sorry. You're saying you're going to do it. You say you're going to do it. But safe is I'm going to do it. I may not use a skill. Maybe I will. I don't know how I'll use a skill, but I'm going to do this so that I can always take care of my family. I'm going to save the extra money so that I always have money in case of emergency. And so safe is I'm preparing for the future. I'm going to learn all I can learn. I'm going to grow as much as I can grow. I'm going to make as much money as I can. If I don't spend it, or if I don't need it, it'll go for my children, my grandchildren. So safe is I'm preparing for the future. Sorry is I'm going to get to it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it later. We don't need to prepare. It's going to be fine. I'll do it next year. I'll do it in 5 years. So complaining year after year, not making any changes, that's sorry. You'll be sorry because you're complaining, you're murmuring, you're blaming other people because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So you want to be safe. You want to be preparing for the future. Maybe it's safe is eating less food, is eating more fruits and vegetables, is drinking more water, is working out. Sorry is I like chocolate cake, I like cheesecake, and that's what I'm going to eat. I'm going to drink this soda. It'll be fine. I'll do it later. I'll work out later. I'll just take this pill and I can eat whatever I want. I'll just take this shot and I can eat whatever I want. That's sorry. Sorry is when I left my first husband years ago. Maybe it's probably been 2 decades ago. And when I left him, it seems like no sooner than I left him, the power was out in my area. And there was like a ice storm or snowstorm, just like it is now, pending like it is now. And what happened was the power was out. So I went to Walmart to buy, sandwich meat, and their power was out. So they couldn't sell any food. Their generator, something happened with their generator, so they couldn't sell any food. And so you have a situation where you're sorry because you didn't prepare ahead of time. So you don't have any food. You can't feed your family because you had an opportunity. You know how the news does. They tell you weeks in advance or a week in advance or a few days in advance so you can prepare. So being safe is I'm preparing ahead. I'm preparing for the future. Sorry is I'm waiting until something happens and then I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to figure out what I got to do. Trying to figure out how to prepare. So you don't want to be sorry. You want to make sure you're preparing for the future. Things are going to happen that we cannot control. We need money for things that's going to happen. We need money to take care of our family. We need money to take care of ourselves, So we want to be preparing. We want to improve our skills, take care of our bodies, take care of our minds, and not be depending on tomorrow, not depending on the government, not depending on Medicare, not depending on the government to take care of us in the future. So things to be thinking about. Are you safe? Or do you play it and you're sorry? Are you safe or sorry? Do you prepare for the future or do you just wait for the future to happen? Does it happen by accident, right? You think you're going to get to it, you're going to get to it, you're going to get to it. And then 10 years have passed by and you haven't done what you know you need to do. So think about that today. Are you playing it safe or are you playing sorry?